Hey everybody, Pinstripe here. Welcome back to some more IL-2. Tonight I am flying in the wonderful Spitfire and I am up against an unusual adversary, shall we say, in the H8K Emily. There are 3 of the Japanese seaplanes below me, and in this video I will be attempting to take out all of them with the ammunition that I have, which in all honesty is not that much when you have these big beasties to take care of. You will also notice that I am recording in normal view. Normally I would have recorded the footage on the in-game recorder, but on this occasion you'll be able to see my general mismanagement of my engine, of my throttle speed and all the other details as we go through and get absolutely just destroyed from the get-go by these seaplanes. You can see that my wing was partially ripped off, so first attempt is a no-go, but despite me going down in almost flames, I do take down one of the seaplanes, so maybe a small bit of confidence going into the second run. The H8K Emily was effectively the Japanese version of the PBY Catalina of the Americans. And this was very much a formidable aircraft. You see there I took a huge hit to part of my plane, just checking to make sure that I am still running, but those shots that we got in on that first Emily is enough to take it down. So it is now a 2v1 as we filter ourselves up to then roll in backwards onto our targets and continue the assault. Now, as with every seaplane in World War II, or at least the majority of them, they were not to be taken lightly. The H8K was armed to the teeth. I'm talking 5 20mm Type 99 Mark I machine guns. There was 1 each in the bow, the dorsal, the tail turret, plus 1 each in the 2 waist blisters. And then there were 5 7.7mm in the fuselage hatches, which is just terrifying. I would like to state for the record that this video, as with every IL-2 video, is a learning process, and even though I'm going with the strategy of, zoom in, hit some shots, there'll be like a loud pop sound all of a sudden, and before I know it, I've lost a wing, and I'm spinning out of control. Yeah, lots to learn against these kind of seaplanes. When they're packed to the brim with bullets, you know it's going to be deadly. And sadly, the damage that I got onto that second Emily proved fruitless because they are a seaplane and they can safely belly flop and land without any kind of hassle. So going into the third attempt, I want to maintain my speed and basically treat this as though it were a flyby, where I want to get in and out as quickly as possible, deal the damage, and then quickly zoom away to avoid those heavy guns, seeing as they are flying in formation, and I should, and very much so am, an easy target. Each time I am checking the status of my plane if I do get any hits, trying not to pull too heavy Gs as I make sure to trim my aircraft to get the tighter turns, faster turns, but it's probably best as well not to fly straight through the plane, because that tends to remove both of your wings, Pin. Do keep that in mind when you fly next time, okay? GG, soldier. But yeah, we we do take down the Emily as well, but it was very much I was hit and I lost near enough all control of the aircraft. So at that speed, it was pretty much game over. There was no chance that I was coming back from that. Lost my wings, went straight through. Oh, and by the way, there is such a thing as pushing your aircraft too far. So you'll see there I dove down and it completely just blows my engine and I lose all momentum, all speed, and eventually have to ditch out because, yeah, not before of course getting a few shots off, because I want to, use all my machine guns possible. So I maneuver myself around to try and shoot the Emilys as they fly away safely. But sadly for me, it is to no avail. So again, another casing point for me, another note to write down for myself in future. Don't dive so scarily with the Spitfire, because the engine will cry and blow up. And sadly, as I mentioned, I make sure to pitch up so that my pilot can make it out safe and we ditch into the ocean where no one will come and get me. Maybe the HMS Prince of Wales will... Oh no, that's been destroyed by the Japanese. Anyhow, starting the next attack run, we maintain the altitude advantage, but obviously ensure that we don't go too vertical this time with the same amount of speed. You'll notice that I am keeping my throttle speed fairly high when I really don't need to be, but I guess I'm just still in that rookie state of must be at full speed all the time. But I am aware that throttle speed does not equal the full amount of speed that you can gain. I don't need to be at 100% all the time, but bearing in mind that the Spitfire does have that cooling system, I figure why not? Let's just keep it full throttle for now, and when I am doing missions where it actually, I'm needed to reduce my speed, or if I'm not taking on bombers effectively, then I'll try and keep that in mind and figure out when to use that. Because again, I use the word and the term learning process a lot in these videos, but it really is. Like I'm watching veteran players in their YouTube videos. I'm trying to gain information and knowledge on what to do when, and I think throttle management and general speed is a big part of that, because obviously you gain speed when you dive, you lose speed when you climb, and you maintain your same speed if you are zooming by someone. So just all of these sort of aerodynamical things, it's all been things that I've had to learn and understand myself and get to grips with, and trying to move on from being a rookie player who's just like, haha, throttle go 100%. It's not always needed. But anyway, you'll notice in that shot back there, I hit the Emily that was being kind of left behind by his compatriots, but I get a little bit too greedy, and I don't know if there's a sniper on that seaplane, but I was killed instantly. So my engine got hit, which was initially just terrible, and then I took a second shot, I guess to the face, because my dude is dead. But we do actually manage to get the second Emily. He goes down, so the damage that we did do was enough, but someone on either of those two seaplanes was able to snipe us from there and take us down pretty easily. So starting the final attack run for this video, I am very much a fighter pilot on a mission to finally take down these three beastly seaplanes in one sitting, and I couldn't have gotten off to the better start here, given that, again, maintaining the altitude and aiming for the engines, because that is, of course, the most vital section of these planes. You take out the engine, or at least the four of them. There are 4 engines on a single Emily, so 12 total across all 3 planes. Maths is amazing, I know, but I'm also just checking on my plane, and when I do, the damage that we dealt to that Emily is enough to take it down. So getting off to, as I said, the perfect start, bringing it down to a 2v1, but bearing in mind that ammunition consumption is perhaps going to be the biggest problem going into the latter portion of this video. It's been something that's been in the back of my mind consistently whilst flying against these kinds of planes, because they can eat up a ton of bullets, and if you do not get those shots on target, then it is not going to be worthwhile. But that was very much a decent sweep. Again, coming away from the run without taking a single hit of damage is always welcome, but both of those Emilys are sticking close together in formation as we swing ourselves back around, ready for the next run. But it's going to have to be in this particular run that I need to take down this second Emily, because if I don't, then I'm not going to have enough ammo in order to take down all 3 of them. So we get ourselves into position once more, and I think this is probably what I should have done on the previous run, but nevertheless, it is going to be enough to drag the plane down. I don't know if I killed the pilot or something happened, but he immediately nosedives, and we finally come down to a 1v1. It is me versus the 10 machine guns that are on that plane, and all I need to do is sink my remaining ammunition into this last enemy. Now, as I'm approaching this last Emily, I am still very wary of the firepower that it possesses. Any single wrong move here could be the loss of my own wing, and I could go plummeting back down to earth, but I am now, shock horror, scared of the fact that my ammunition is running very, very low. And as you would expect, as I come in here for the final sweep, I am aiming my gun down sight. I am getting myself into position, but I immediately realize that I am all out of ammunition. So regardless of what happens, this plane needs to go down, and in typical Pinstripe fashion, we are going to finish this video by crashing into our opponent. Why not, right? For the video. Hope you guys enjoyed. That's going to wrap it up for this one. Peace out, everybody.